Happy Majestic Monday, beautiful souls. I'm here to shine light and love and truth on your week ahead. So Mercury retrograde will end by next Monday. So if you're looking to manifest something, now's the time to really hold your focus there. Okay, remember, anything that we focus on, it expands, especially for this week until Monday, because Mercury retrograde is the perfect time to manifest your deepest desires. Okay, so give it all you got for this next week. So let's dive into the reading. If you are interested in complimentary services with me, please direct message me on Instagram and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I will be offering a once a month group session for those that are in my apprenticeship for the new moons. And then we have our Pods of Light, a Cosmo Quantum Pods of Light coming up in November, which I'm thinking hopefully, maybe, possibly, we'll be meeting for the full moons for those, but I've got to check in with my Cosmos sisters. So if you're wanting to spend time with me, complimentary, free of charge, please check out my apprenticeship. Please check out my Pods of Light. All the information is on my Instagram. And I've decided to keep my apprenticeship open. So if you are interested in diving in, learning all the different things that I teach, please direct message me and let's get started. I've been really enjoying our group chat for my spirit family, my spirit daughters, and spending time together. So y'all reach out to me. I'm just going to keep my heart open, and I welcome those that are wanting to be dedicated, and to those that are going to be in good communication with me, I welcome you, and those that are really ready to do the work for their self-healing and for their ascension and tapping into your spiritual gifts. Now is the time. It's the beautiful time of the awakening. Okay, so let's dive in. So I'm going to sling some cards today because it's been a while. I'm thinking I'll do water scrying, crystal ball gaze maybe next week. But I wanted to show you all the cards that I'll be using this week. So this week I'll be using Queen of the Moon Oracle, Guidance Through Your Lunar and Seasonal Energies by one of my favorites, Stacy DeMarco. If y'all are looking for a really good kind of like weekly planner, I love hers. She always has really beautiful rituals. If you're interested in tapping into all the different spirit guides, goddesses, she's got a lot of good information, so y'all might check out her calendars on Amazon. I've bought those every year and I absolutely love them, and there's a lot of good information in there. I love all her information, all her decks. I love her art. She's amazing. So y'all check those out. And I wanted to show you the backs of these decks because, you know, when you're interested in purchasing decks, it's really cool to kind of see the art before you buy it. And I love this. I love the really pretty royal blue with all the moon phases, and it's kind of gold. I love these cards. They're very simplistic, very colorful, very cosmic. These are one of my faves, so y'all check these out by Stacy DeMarco. But I'll be using these for the higher dimensional shadow aspect today. What is your higher dimensional shadow self wanting to know? And then for the light self, I'll be using Beyond Lemuria Oracle cards by the great Izzy Ivy. Y'all check her out on Instagram. She has the most beautiful artwork. And yeah, I'll show you the backs of these cards. If you're interested in working and connecting with Lemuria, definitely recommend these. There's the backs of them. It's very quantum, very cosmic, and her artwork is just out of this world, y'all. It's a little bit of fantasy looking, very like if you're into fairies or goddess energy. It talks about chakras in here. I highly recommend these, and the book is really, really good too as far as the energies that we're like in right now. You know, I think that people didn't really talk about starseed stuff or Lemurian stuff for a long time, you know. And so to see decks like this and artists, you know, really being open about connecting in with your different starseed lineages, I'm so grateful, because when I first started my journey, there really wasn't a lot of information out about it. It was kind of like a underground secret thing that you talked about. So thank you to all the artists and to all the starseed and the moon children and the indigo children and the crystal babies. Thank y'all for coming out and shining your artwork and all the divine wisdom that's coming out. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Okay, so I'll be using this deck as far as what is your light self wanting to know, your light body, your higher self. So we're going to start with the energy influence. And the energy influence this week is for your light self, for your higher self. What is it really wanting to know? And the energy influence this week, which I think is so beautiful, is shine your light. I love this card because it is a beautiful representation of a beautiful mermaid and her literally emanating her light outwards. I think I said in the last reading last week, this is a beautiful time of so many light workers coming out and like, okay, I think I'm ready to share my gifts. I think I'm ready to really tap in. Now is the time. So I want to encourage you to be brave in your gifts, to explore your gifts and get to know who, what it feels like, your light self, your light body, your higher self. And we're quantum beings, so we've got more than one. But what do they look like? What do they feel like? Really embrace that. And I encourage people to, once you kind of see what it looks like, what it feels like, maybe you draw a picture of her or him, or whatever gender that you connect with. Or maybe yours looks like a mermaid. Maybe yours looks like a belly dancer. I don't know. But draw it. Maybe find a picture or an art piece that really looks like your light self, your higher self, and put it on your altar and really honor that. And you might just meditate and contemplate this week on what your unique gifts are. What are your unique gifts? And just try to act in them, explore them, and really find that confidence in them. But it's time this week to shine your light like you never have before. The world needs it. You need it. How many of us have been dimmed? How many of us have been told, you're too much? I know I have a bunch of times. But did that stop me? No, ma'am, no, sir. So we've all been dimmed and told, no, you're too much. No, don't shine that bright. It makes me uncomfortable. But there's people out there that will love you genuinely. I'm going to say it one more time. There are people, places, things out there that need your light. They need you to shine. And the world will be better for it. How many people are out there blasting their negativity, their lower densities, their judgments, making so many people dimmed, right? Making the collective just small. The collective needs your light. We need your love. We need you to tap into your gifts and to shine that and to inspire others. It's time. If you've been meditating on being a light worker or meditating on what are my gifts, then now is the time. This is your sign. This is your sign. Sorry, my country's real thick today. This is your sign to shine. Shine bright and don't second guess yourself. Okay? When you think of your spiritual gifts, it's love. It's true love within your heart. It's time to shine that and feel proud of yourself. And just know those things that make you weird, those things that make you different, those are your gifts. And you should be proud of yourself for them. And you shouldn't feel bad for them. You should rise in them and shine them and feel good about it. Okay? So that is the energy influence this week, is to shine your light. I absolutely love that. Your higher dimensional shadow self, what does it want to know this week for the energy influence? And I love this because it was just the new moon. And that is attraction. Okay, the beautiful law of attraction, what you put out, what you give, what you receive. But what are you wanting to manifest? I've been talking about this a lot. If you're staying in that energy of, I am worthy? What is it that I really desire? And really changing that perspective of lack, victimhood, into no, I got this. I'm attracting everything that I need at the perfect divine time. But your shadow self is telling you this week to watch your thoughts. Watch the things that you're saying. Watch the things that you're posting. Watch the things that you're saying in front of your family members, in front of your friends, in front of your children, in front of your coworkers or employees. Because what you put out is what you get back. So I want to encourage you to lift your spirits this week and know that you're worthy of whatever it is that you're really wanting. But be very mindful, be very clear with the universe with what it is that you want, okay? What you want and what you don't want, that's important. And also you have to believe, okay? You have to believe to receive. So I want to tell y'all a really cute Spirit Time with Mama story real quick. So in my last reading, I was talking about feng shui was one of the cards I pulled, which I thought was really cool. And my mama came over to finally help me with my shelving because we moved, so we just kind of threw stuff up there. And I'm like, Mama, I need your touch. She used to be an interior designer. So I was like, Mama, please come over and help me. I need that beautiful, I call her Nani. I need the Nani touch. And so she helped me, organize everything. And of course, my Virgo rising self was like, okay, we're going to do the whole house. So I was in my love's room. He has his own studio. And so I went in there and, he had some books. He hadn't really made up his shelving. So I was putting those up and vacuuming because the black kitty loves to go in there and roll around. She loves him. And so I was putting up these books and I found this picture. And it was so cool because I had forgot about it. But for years, we have always sat down on big new moons, full moons, whatever the energy phase was, and I'd have him write down what he wanted to manifest. So I pull up this picture frame that was in this mess of books that I was putting up, and I set it on his shelf, and I looked at it, and I was like, oh, my stars, oh, all my sweet baby ascended masters and goddesses. It said, new moon, October 2020. So that was a year from that day. And I was like, what? And then I read everything that he put down, and we have manifested everything except for like 2 things on there that we're still kind of working on. And I was like, and it was a long list of stuff. And I was like, man, I have to tell the people that I channel for to sit down, write down the things you want to manifest or the things you want to let go of, and frame it and make sure that you put the date, because that right there will show you or whoever else that you connect with in your family or friends that manifesting is a real thing, and what you place attention on does grow. And so if you sit down and take that time to write it out and frame it, you're always going to have it, and it's always this reminder of how powerful that you really are. And I love that because I really got to show my fiance, like, look at everything you've manifested, man. Like, you're doing such a good job. So I wanted to encourage y'all with that, is write down what you want to manifest, put a date on it, and frame it, because you and the universe and your spirit guides will surprise you. I promise you that. So yeah, your higher self wants you to know that just be mindful of what you're placing attention on, what you're posting, what you're doing, because you are attracting what you're putting out there. That's really, really big when it comes to manifesting, and you gotta believe it, because if you don't believe it, you won't receive it. You have to believe that you're worthy of it. So the next energy that we're going to be focusing on today for your shadow self is your thinking pattern. What does your shadow self need to know about your thinking pattern? So this is conscious and this is subconscious. So this is what you're thinking throughout your day, and this is also can be towards what you're dreaming. So I always say, I feel like dreams have been coming up a lot for people the past couple weeks, and I always say that everything that you dream of, it's actually yourself. So if you have a dream about an old friend or an ex or whatever it is, you're not necessarily thinking about them. It's really aspects of you. So let's say you have a dream about an old friend. Find the good qualities about them, okay, more positive ones, and the ones that not so great, something that they need to kind of work on. And then look within yourself of like, okay, I'm doing good here, but I need to, focus on this area. That really, really helps. But your shadow self wants you to know that this energy this week is all about creation. Like I said, this is the time to create. This is the time to give your wishes to the universe. And your shadow self wants you to know that you're worthy of your desires coming to fruition in your reality. We are creators of our reality, and I don't think that everybody always gives themselves credit for that. They're like, oh, the angels blessed me with this, or oh, I just got lucky here. And then it's like, no, you're creating everything that's going on in your existence today. So I hope that you sit down, make some time to really pamper yourself, nurture your shadow self in a healthy way, and know this. I know there's a saying, I think it was from a movie back when, but you do receive the love that you think you deserve. So if you think you deserve the best, you gonna manifest the best, baby. And if you have that lower confidence of like, oh, I'll just settle for whatever, then that's what you're gonna get. So I want you to really meditate on your worthiness this week. Meditate on what it is that you're wanting to create for your life, and something that my teacher Andrea talked about with me a lot was create the life that you really want, really focus on that, and then go enjoy it. I've come to a point where I've manifested so many things in my life, and it's like I have got to a space where I was almost a little uncomfortable of like, man, is this okay? Or wow, this was big. And it's like, no, I manifested this because I was worthy of it, because I put that time into my healing, because I put that time into acting in things that were healthy for me. So I think we get to such a high stage once we do the spiritual work where you get a little uncomfortable, and it's like, no, show that gratitude and don't second guess your worthiness, because you're worthy of the best if you think you are. So really meditate on what you are creating, because if this is for your shadow self, so if you're sitting around moping in that victimhood of like, man, this happened to me, and oh man, I should have done this, and the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, what do you think you're going to create? Especially in this very potent retrograde energy. Be mindful. Don't sit in that victimhood long. Feel the feels. I feel crying. Emotions have been coming up a lot for people over the past few weeks. So I want to encourage you, like, sit with that. Sit with that and heal that and understand why it's coming up, because we rise out of those lower densities. But don't sit in it too long. Go enjoy your life. I feel like so many of us have already been through our personal hells. Like, let's just be real, especially last year. But this is the year that we need to sit down and really be real with ourselves of like, we deserve that light. We deserve to think more positively and to not sit in these negative lower vibrations for too long anymore. We deserve to create our heaven on earth. So yeah, pay attention to your thinking patterns, y'all. Your light self, as far as your dream work and your conscious thought today, is vulnerability for this week. And this word can hold lower dimensional vibrations. So when I think of vulnerability, to me, it's being open to not bottling up your feelings. It's being open to expressing what it is that you're really feeling. And I think that can be a struggle in this Mercury in retrograde, right? Because it's the planet of communication. The planet of communication literally going backwards in the zodiac. So speak from your heart. Even, like having a real conversation with people doesn't have to be something that's so dramatic or bad. It can literally just be like, I just need to voice how I'm feeling right now. and expressing my emotions so we can move forward to something more positive. And you can speak from your heart. You don't have to necessarily get to a point where there's lots of yelling or frustration. Do I think sometimes that can be beneficial for people? Yes. You've got to keep it real with people. But this is your sign for your light self this week, especially in your mind, especially in your third eye chakra and your crown chakra, to be open to being more vulnerable with yourself and being more vulnerable with other people. Expressing our emotions, not bottling them up, not sitting in that jaded energy, right? Getting real with ourselves with how it is that we're really feeling about certain situations, and then moving on to something more productive or more abundant or more joyful for us. So this is a beautiful sign to express your emotions without judgment, because I think that's big. I think a lot of us tend to bottle stuff up or hold things in because we feel like we're going to get judged by other people. But if you're getting judged by someone, then they aren't someone that you necessarily should have in your life. And a lot of times we're the ones judging ourselves, right? Not even other people are judging us. We kind of like make that up in our head, you know? So be in good communication with how you're feeling with yourself and with others. That's really, really important. Don't bottle it up. Let it flow. Like I always say, when you cry, it opens up your third eye. It enhances your gifts. And it is a beautiful, healthy way to release. You're going to feel so much better if you can really get to that stage of just allowing the emotions to just flow. It's a beautiful, beautiful time of healing if you can really, really let yourself do that. Next, we're going to go into emotion, shining light on your light self and your shadow self with what you're needing to know in your emotions, which I feel like we've been going over this, so this is perfect. For your shadow self and your emotions is growth. I feel like so many people, especially those that have really been doing the work, you're experiencing a time of blossoming, of anchoring into Mother Earth, and you're experiencing of epiphanies, and you're seeing your emotions mature, which I think is amazing. Like, for example, something I've been working on in my anxiety realm in healing is getting in the car without having anxiety. That's something that I've struggled with since I've moved. It's something that I've struggled with since I had a car accident 5 years ago. I just haven't really enjoyed getting in the car. And so we were driving to my beautiful Libra nephew's birthday party this past weekend, and I saw a car come up real fast beside us and probably a lane or two over to the right, and they were hauling booty. So when I talk about Texas, I talk about if you're not first, you're last. That's like the mantra here. Like they like to go fast here. And so I see this car going real fast, and I see all the cars in front of us kind of brake. And I'm like, oh God, here we go. But I didn't freak out. I just stayed neutral. Because normally my anxiety would rise. I'd start freaking out, you know. But instead, I just sent remote healing, and he pumped on the brakes. There was smoke, and there was no wreck. He just went around and kept doing his thing of going fast. But that is something that I've really helped heal with my emotions, because I can tend to be a very dramatic person. I can admit that today as the Majestik Lioness. Like my emotions can be very high or very low. And something that has helped me so much, and I really can give the credit to working with my quantum healing energy that I've been learning for over a year with my teacher Andrea, is staying neutral. And that's big for me to be able to say that today, of like, instead of freaking out, instead of being worried about something and aligning with those lower vibrations, of just staying neutral and knowing that like it's gonna work out. I am safe, I'm protected. That's them, this is me. You know, I know who I'm riding with is going to be safe. And that is their journey, it's not mine. You know, sending healing to the higher self and not freaking out. That has helped me in so many situations. It has helped me so much in healing, right? Because worrying, that's an older generational thing. It's an emotional lower density that needs to be healed. It needs to be healed. And overreacting, right? It needs to be healed. It needs to be neutralized. So I want to encourage you to mature your emotional state. Instead of freaking out about every little thing or worrying about every little thing, really harmonize with just staying neutral, baby. You know? Knowing that like life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. What's the lesson here? And that's staying cool, calm, and collected, especially in this Libra energy. So a cool story real quick, story time with mama. I'm going to do this a lot. I'm either going to do story times with mama while I channel, or I might be speaking other languages and sending y'all healing. So just prepare yourself. Receive if you need, receive if you want to. And something I got tongue twisted in this energy in the last reading is I never put symbols within anyone. I just float them in front of you. Okay, so you can breathe them in if you want to. It's free will, baby. And when I speak different languages, I'm speaking messages to your soul. Okay, so I might sing, I might tone, A-E-I-O-U. It's very healing. And this is quantum energy. So you receive it if you like. There's no forcing going on over here, baby. So story time with mama, the first time I interacted with like Libra energy that I was aware of, I was a makeup artist at a high-end place, and it was this cute little pixie looking fairy chick, and her name was Allison, and I don't think she lives anywhere near I do anymore, and she's had babies since then. I think she's got twins now. They're so beautiful. But I remember walking up to her and she had this symbol, right, on the back of her neck. And I walked up to her and I said, "You're a Libra." And she said, "You saw my tattoo." And I said, "Well, yeah, but I didn't know that that's what it meant." And she's like, "Yeah." And so that was like kind of like when I was barely starting in my spiritual journey. And I remember thinking that was so cool that I just knew what it was, because I just started studying tarot and about those different zodiac signs. So I thought that was really cool that I knew what it was just intuitively. So yeah, Allison, if you ever see this, I hope you had a happy birthday, and happy birthday to all the beautiful Libras out there. In the last reading, I also talked about my granddad being he always talked about, if you can't move through change, then you're going to be a miserable person. Like, we have to constantly just flow with it, kind of like when there's tides in an ocean, instead of fighting them, just kind of floating, and something my Libra granddaddy always said, or something I always kind of thought was endearing about him, was he was someone that he struggled with a lot of physical ailments, a lot of physical pains, but he never, ever, ever complained. He was always so positive, and I think that that's why he stayed as healthy as he did for so long as he did, because he really suffered with so many different things genetically. And so I think now in, these newer generations with me and with the grandbabies that are being born with my brother, we're healing a lot. We're healing a lot and transmuting a lot of the old ways. And so if I want to encourage you, as far as your light self in your emotions, is harmonize with that no worries, floating, being positive Libra energy. Like I said, I find the Libra energy very endearing, because for the most part, they're very positive people, they want to have a good time. And something that I find endearing about them is a lot of the women They love pampering themselves. They love looking good. So really harmonize with that energy this week, because we're coming towards the middle or towards the middle end of Libra season. So invoke that positivity, and just know, like, if you're not having a good day, go to that meeting, go to that class, show up no matter what you do. Because like there was yesterday, I've been having a lot of allergy issues, which I know it's environmental, so I'm totally cool with it. And the seasons are changing, and I wasn't necessarily feeling my best. But my teacher had a class early in the morning, and I showed up and I took a bunch of notes, and I felt so much better afterwards. So show up for that ritual, or take that time to rest and listen to what your body really needs. Because when you show up, you heal yourself. So listen to your body, listen to what you need, but show up for yourself. Show up for your teachers and your students, or whatever it is that you do in your life, because it'll make you feel better. It'll shine light and love on you. But for your emotion, for your light self, which I think this is so cool, because this energy has been coming up a lot. I know I said in the last reading, when I think of Libra energy, I think of justice, the balance, the scales. Justice and balance is very important to a Libra, because if they don't have that balance, they can feel a little wonky. But it's all about balancing forces. It's all about balancing our emotions and honoring our emotions. Like, when you're angry, sit with that. When you're frustrated, sit with it. Understand it, heal it, and then go do something that makes you feel good. But like, for example, for me, I've really had to listen in as far as balancing my energy. So for me, that's taken a social media cleanse on the weekends and really focusing on my family, or focusing on getting lots of rest. But you got to find what works for you. But I want to encourage you to take a break from certain things. Another thing my Libra granddaddy always used to say is, most things are good in moderation. Okay, so if you're overdoing it over here in your career, then you might need to take a break and go spend some time in your personal life, or rest, or spend time with people that make you feel good. Another thing, I know I kind of went over this in the last reading, but honing in on your energy, okay, kind of feeling into your inner light, just like kind of what this card's doing. And it's interesting because there's another card that has this in it as well. But hone in on your energy, your inner light. Feel into your chakras. If you're needing to know more about the root chakra, go to the reading that I posted last week, because I really feel like I focused in a lot about grounding work. Because I believe Libras are an air sign. You can correct me if I'm wrong. So any of the air signs, they can tend to be up in the cosmos. They can tend to, if they haven't worked on their healing, they can have that anxiety on occasion. They're very much of the mind. They can tend to overthink sometimes. So I want to encourage you this next couple weeks, ground down, work on your root chakra. But hone in on your chakras, feel in, even if it's that place in your hands on your body on each chakra. But hone in and ask your body, ask yourself, what is it that you're really needing? What is it that really needs healed today? What needs to be aligned more? What needs to be healed in each individual chakra? That'll really help as far as understanding and balancing out and neutralizing your emotions. Because remember, emotion is energy in motion. That's key. Okay, the next one is your career for this week. Your light self wants you to know to internally explore. And this is beautiful, because I think this is, again, for the light workers out there, for the people that want to go and do the work as far as shining their light on the collective. Because I really feel like once you find your confidence in your niche, okay, you can really find that balance of giving and receiving prosperity for your gifts, because you're worthy of that. You're worthy of that beautiful energetic exchange, because that's what money really is. It's a beautiful blessing from the universe. So if you've been struggling with money, I want to encourage you to change your mindset from poverty mindset, because I've struggled with money. It was a great lesson for me. It was a great lesson for me. But you got to look around you. You got to look around in ways that you can save, in ways that you can be abundant. So if that's cooking more at home, getting your crock pot out, putting a little money back. And this is another thing too that really helped me, but is like starving yourself from those things that you don't really need. You know, like, do you really need all that makeup this week? Do you really need to go and buy a bunch of fast food this week? Or can you go and make, some gumbo or some dumplings or whatever it is that's going to last you all week, But try to change and shift your perspective out of that lack, victim, poverty mentality into, I am worthy of having money. I think there's so much guilt around money, of like, oh, if you got too much money, you're spoiled, or you're greedy. And it's like, no, we all deserve to feel comfortable and secure in our finances. But I want you to go within this week as far as your career, because this is coming up for a big reason this week, of that you could make money from your gifts and help people. And it could be very beneficial to you and to the collective. But it's time for the light workers to step up their game and shine their gifts and not second guess themselves. So the magic, the prosperity, it all lives within you. So I want to encourage you to go within, explore your gifts, and know that it's safe to make money in your gifts. I think so many light workers have held so much guilt for that. And like I said, money is an energy exchange, and you should have that balance of giving and receiving, especially when it comes to your gifts. So let's let that old program go, baby. Let's let it go. We all deserve to be prosperous in our beautiful gifts, to help the collective and to help humanity heal and rise. You deserve to be prosperous. I promise you that. So your shadow self wants you to know that you deserve to be abundant. And I love this card because it's this beautiful goddess. I believe she's holding a fox. There's a lot of fox energy going around. But she's in this beautiful new moon, full moon energy, with all these beautiful orange trees around her, under the beautiful moon glowing around her. So I definitely feel like this is a time that if you've been struggling with money, do a ritual around it. Put your wishes out there. Know that you're worthy of more, and really meditate on what abundance really means to you. And I really feel like it's a perspective change. Like I said, I've struggled with it. I struggled with money when I first started my business. I first started my business around my Saturn return. And if you know about that, you know it comes with a lot of lessons. And you got to just make sure and stay in that positive mindset, because like I said, what you put out there, you get back. And just know that you're worthy of more. And the more that you work on your unique gifts, or what you have to contribute, and what you have to offer, really meditate on your services, on your offerings. And the more that you talk about it, with people, the more you get excited about it, the more people are going to show up, the more spirit guides that are going to show up for you. And if you're struggling with money, I want to encourage you to lean on your spirit guides, your angels, your archangels, spirit guides, loved ones that have crossed over, ancient ones, sacred ones, higher dimensional beings, crystal people, ascended masters, goddesses, and all your beautiful spiritual teachers in this realm and in the higher other realms, because they are here to help you and they want you to be successful. Your shadow self wants you to know that you deserve to be prosperous and abundant. And I hope that you meditate on what that really means to you this week. And save your money, save your coins. You don't need every little knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Like, You don't need every little trinket out there. Like, save your money, because there might be something here in the near future that you really, really need, or that you really, really want, that's going to help you to be successful in your business or in your personal life. So save your money and just be mindful of what you are as far as, putting your mind out there, putting your money out there, and what you are being a consumer in. That's big. Just be mindful of what you're spending your money on. Do you really need it? Or can you just starve yourself from that a little bit, and just put your money back and save? You deserve to save your money and to be financially stable. You really, really do. Okay, your last card, and I'll stop yakking your ears. I think I'm going to end with a little bit of remote healing so you can receive it if you need it at the end. And then I'll see y'all next week for the end of Mercury retrograde. Woohoo! This last two cards is your truth card, and it's so cool because they look very similar to some of the cards that I've pulled up to this point. But this is beautiful because it's all about balance. Okay, Libras can tend to be such multitaskers, and when I think of Libra energy, I think of the jack of all trades. I know a lot of people say that for other zodiac signs, but all the Libras that I've come in contact with up to this point, they've had so many hobbies and interests and beautiful gifts, and trying to find a balance, in them all can tend to be an art for them. I've seen them struggle in that before. It's like they can tend to burn the candle out at both ends, and it don't matter if you're a Libra or not, you're gonna feel that in this energy. It's like, man, I want to do this and I want to do that, and it's like, just remember, like I said on my last reading, that my beautiful cats, my teacher cats always says, baby steps make big ripples. Get organized and just do a little of something every day. Like I said in the last reading, push yourself out of that comfort zone just a little bit, because you never know what you're going to find out, especially when it comes to your gifts. Like, you see both of this energy is kind of at the heart center, but your shadow self needs you to find that balance. So if you feel tired, rest. If you feel like you've been overdoing it with the sugar or the fast food or whatever it is, go drink some more water. I think moderation and balance needs to be more simplified. I think people make it a little too complicated at times, but be very logical with yourself of like, what is it that you really need? What is it that's really going to push you into that higher, beautiful realm of balance? What's really going to make a difference in your life for the long term? But just know, if you take time each day for the things that you're passionate about, and take time for your gifts, you're going to be prosperous, you're going to be successful, you're going to be healthy, and you're going to find that home energy. People always say, like, home is where your heart is. It's true. When you're really acting in the things that you're passionate about, things don't feel like work. Things don't feel hard. Things don't feel out of alignment. They just flow in that beautiful, beautiful state of love. So you might go in this week with your truth, with your heart, and just meditate on, what is it that's going to make my life easier moving forward? What can I do, little things every day that are going to bring me joy, that are going to expand my heart chakra? You don't have to keep doing the same things in the same way all the time, right? That's the definition of insanity, okay? So mix it up, have fun in a lot of different things, doing things differently, and tap into your heart chakras. There is so much love flowing right now, whether that's self-love with your family, with your friends. I've been seeing it with all my clients, and it is such a beautiful energy as we shift into this shadow season, and as we shift into this veil dropping. Your going to be able to see your spirit guides around you. You're going to be able to feel them like no other. And it doesn't have to be this scary, bad thing anymore. You know, that's the old way. We are the new humans, and it's time for us to tap into our gifts and into our love on a new level. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you this week. Thank you for listening to me. If you've listened to me this far, I really, really appreciate y'all. And I've been trying to make these shorter, but I just love channeling for y'all. So thank y'all for listening to me and my beautiful spirit guides. I'm so grateful to be back. And just know I'll be keeping my apprenticeship open for you. So if you're ready to do the work, and if you're ready to dedicate your time once or twice a month or more, my door is open for you to those that are really ready to do the work. And if you're interested in meeting with me complimentary once or twice a month, direct message me or book with me. I'd love to explain and answer all your questions you have. And I'm just so grateful to be here. So real quick, if you want to receive some healing, just take a deep breath in. We bow to the seen and unseen. Connect in with your inner quantum. And receive what you need today. I ground you into Gaia. I ground you into beautiful Mother Earth. May you move through change. May you speak your truth. May you feel your truth. And may you know your truth. May you receive the downloads of the divine and the spirit guides with ease. Blessing your dreams. May your dreams be sweeter tonight and this week moving forward. May you receive epiphanies and downloads and act in your truth and act in your spiritual gifts and feel so comfortable there because you are worthy and you deserve to have an uplifting, peaceful experience moving forward. I believe in you and I love you and I'm cheering you on even if I don't even know you. I love you.